Mic check 1 2. Check check check. 1 2 3 4. D-Mac. Okay. Check check 1 2 3 4. Wireless 1. Wireless 1. Wireless mic check 1. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Wireless 1. Check check. Just a reminder. Everyone would please check your cell phone.
wellness center. Clemson has their own entrance.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Just wait till you get to go cover the women's basketball game.
In Jersey.
We're all going to be standing sideways.
Notre Dame will be there.
I was,
We may have to make Aaron do that. I suggested it.
I was
Boy, that's going to be great. 3 straight hours of him bitching in a Wisconsin accent.
A preseason walkthrough or whatever, he's gonna see Jeremy go, oh, hell.
Well,
Yeah.
we got 12 player bet this week.
They've got some, they've got some.
It is that yard.
Going on.
It is that yard.
Improving seating from 50 to 70 seats.
Yeah.
You're right. Actually, you're right.
They won't be heating pennies with cigarettes.
You know who did that? I actually experienced that. Gaffney has to do that. Because like they had that, what you call it, tunnel, and you had to stand in that tunnel doing the anthem. And they like throw like hot pennies on you, spit on you, all that stuff, and you couldn't move because like you're all in that little tunnel, you couldn't move. Yeah, Gaffney was probably the nastiest place. Parker was bad back in the day. I never forget our coach calling timeout when that left the game. He goes, as soon as the game's over, don't shake hands, sprint to the bus. And we're like, what the hell is he talking about? And all these bottles start rushing. Oh, that's what he's talking about. Because he said, oh yeah, he said, don't take off your helmet. Still remember that one year?
I was there yesterday.
Remember that one year where I had to actually go to school over there?
Yeah. You know who the important is. I'm just wrong there.
Yeah. He was the only one with their.
I know. I haven't seen Joe.
That's a pretty good line. Ask Clemson players understand the history of Notre Dame. When he says probably not, most of them don't even know how long it is.
Hey, man. Last time Notre Dame played Clemson, Irish had a pretty good quarterback under center.
Joe Montana.
Both
Yeah.
those teams, that's what he's referring to. Both Clemson was left-handed.
Was that the Rudy team? 77?
What's that?
Was that the Rudy team?
No.
What's your opinion?
That was earlier.
Hey,
A couple years ago.
Who?
don't ever get Montana
You
started on that
misspoke. It's worthless
subject.
bum.
He goes, the most overrated story ever.
I thought you were a little rough on the year when they lost the Super Bowl.
This is the guy with four.
He's the one that blew it.
I remember, Tim always talks about the scene where they all come in with their jerseys. He said that was made up.
Right, that was me. Tim Brady was one of the NBA back
You got about him. That's one of the stars.
Yeah, I might want to bet you.
Said that's gonna
I
be
wanna say
fun,
he's
man.
20
They
touchdowns
showed
over
50-yard runs in there.
You know, it's just a minor.
Cause he went,
Yes.
last weekend, he went to the game Saturday.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. We're going to start off with South Carolina tight end Kyle Markway. Questions for Kyle, please raise your hands. David.
Kyle, how many ticket requests have you got for this week?
Probably about over 50 from just family and just from my family, actually over 50. But all my friends go to school there, so it'll be good to see everybody too. Yep.
Or Rich and then Matt.
Kyle, I know you've probably been asked this before, but can you kind of take us through the process that got you from St. Louis to University of South Carolina?
Yep. Coach Joe Robinson was my main recruiter, and I guess he has family from St. Louis. So when they were in need of a tight end as a recruit, he was going through tight ends on Rivals and saw I was from St. Louis. So that caught his eye because he was able to visit me while he visited his family, and then I fell in love with it, and now I'm here.
Matt.
Did Missouri recruit you at all, and did you consider them?
They recruited me as a sophomore, and then I visited a couple times and did a couple camps, and they said I wasn't the right fit for their offense. So.
Does that give you a little added motivation this week?
Yes, sir. This has been a game I've been looking for since I've committed here, so I'm looking forward to it.
David.
Kyle, before Coach Robinson reached out to you, I mean, were you South Carolina on your radar screen? Were you even looking, thinking they were an option, or was that completely out of the blue?
No, that was completely random. One day I was looking at Twitter, I saw a follow request from Coach Robinson. I was like, wow, because when I first started my recruiting process, I thought I was just going to look at schools 2 hours away. That would be my max because I want to stay home, or it's like 4 hours. But then I came down here for a visit, just check it out, just see like what an SC school was like, and loved everything about it.
Rich.
I know you're playing on special teams right now. Which teams are you part of right now?
I'm on punt, field goal, and kickoff return, and hands team.
Matt.
Did you play special teams a lot in high school, and what's that transition been like going from tight end to a lot of special teams?
In high school, yeah, I played field goal, punt, all those stuff. But I guess it's a lot more important in college. You gotta really take it seriously. In high school, you're just like, I want to play offense and defense. But this is like my main job right now, so making that my main priority is something that's had to change since high school.
And you said you've got a lot of friends that go to school there. Have you talked to them any? Have there been any trash talk from them this week?
Yeah, a little bit. We've been trash talking throughout the year, but it's gonna be fun to see all those guys.
Pete.
Kyle, what have the past couple of days been like since the victory? I'm guessing that it really kind of energized all of you, that you put the 2-game losing streak behind you.
It always feels good to win, definitely. I think everybody is more on a positive note after a win. We had a good practice yesterday, and I think we feel confident that we can go out there and play with Mizzou. So,
David.
You may have an interesting perspective on this, being from Missouri and having friends at Mizzou. Is this a rivalry game the way the last two have gone? I mean, do you get that feeling at all?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like every SEC school is pretty much a big rivalry, but I feel like the way these games have gone the last couple years, that it's been a more bigger game, I feel like.
Back to the middle to Matt.
This.
Never mind. Anything else for Kyle? Pete.
Kyle, was Missouri still in the mix a couple of years ago when, I guess, South Carolina came back, Connor Shaw led that comeback here, and were you, at the time, rooting for the Tigers? Were you disappointed when South Carolina pulled that game out?
I really wasn't always a big Mizzou fan. I guess I had some friends that played there, so I don't think I really had a take in the game. So.
Anything else? Thank you, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
Davos, when he just referenced E-Hall.
Huh? No, did you really?
That'd be the West E-Hall and Notre Dame football.
That's pretty much Lawrence was.
I just think of those SNL sketches with Lorenzo Nunes watching the Jefferson. he ever really retired.
To be fair, he's not tall that far. Daryl was last year. Right. Was abysmal.
I'd rather be that than the best job in the world. Why the hell would you want to go back and coach? Help. I don't want to say it would be, because I don't know what kind of hours he's putting in, but it would be more stressful hours, I know that.
He's done a great job on No, but we're like 2 more. We have another year. They do have another year? I thought it was every. What is that for next year? Yeah. They haven't even released the schedule. Christie told me. Christie said, yeah.
NCAA coming down on that ground.
Maybe there's some realignment.
No postseason, and they hit him with a show cause. It's not good.
We'll continue with South Carolina quarterback Lorenzo Nunes. Questions, David?
Lorenzo, about how much of the entire playbook do you estimate they gave you last week and were comfortable with you running?
Spurrier and Mangus just gave the whole offense just the plays we needed to run against UCF to win the game.
To the left, Pete.
Lorenzo, now that you've had a couple of days to kind of reflect on it and look at the tape and things, how do you feel you played the other day? You pretty excited about how you played and the steps you can take to get better?
I have lots to I have things to get better at. I practice this week going into Missouri, but I think I played all right against UCF. I played better in the second half, so.
Lorenzo, have you guys already started looking at tape of Missouri and especially their defensive front? How much does that concern you?
I mean, their defense is pretty good as always. We haven't really got into it that much, but I heard they have a really good up front, and we're just going to handle it the best we can.
To the left, David.
Lorenzo, what's your chemistry like with Pharaoh Cooper?
I think it's pretty good. He's a good guy. Doesn't say much on the field, but I think our chemistry's pretty well.
Do you get the sense that he played quarterback in high school a lot like you play it?
I guess so. I really don't know.
Rich.
Lorenzo, has Kyle Markway asked you for your Missouri tickets yet?
Yes, he has. Since he's the only one that has family going to Missouri, he is probably going to get all the Missouri tickets.
To the left, Tim.
How has your life changed, if at all, since having your first start?
It hasn't changed that much. I'm still the same person as I was before. Just more people know me around campus and things like that, but I haven't changed. So,
Lorenzo, 2 questions. First of all, how much more confident are you after Saturday? Do you believe that you can become an elite quarterback in the SEC? And also, do you think this helps you to be a team leader in the eyes of your teammates because you've gone out there and you've done something?
Yes. I think I have to take a bigger role in being a team leader. Even though I'm a freshman, I can do that since people believe in me on the team. And I feel more confident than say against Georgia, I guess. But I just have more confidence playing.
Steve Spurrier said after the game Saturday he was surprised with how well you threw the ball. I know you weren't a big passer, especially your last year in high school. Were you surprised with how you performed in terms of your passing?
No, not really. I know I can pass the ball. I know I didn't pass the ball in high school that much just because the situation I had. But I practiced hard on passing the ball this summer with some of my coaches. So.
Going to the back, Derek.
Lorenzo, not knowing really if you'd even play this year going into the season, and now you're thrown into the mix, how are you able to stay so even keel? I mean, you seem to be as cool as they come. Is that just, the person you've always been?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. I really don't fall under pressure or say, get down on myself. I just do my thing, and it works out for me.
Anything else for Lorenzo? David.
Lorenzo, how much would having a healthy Brandon in the backfield really help the running game, help you guys out? It just seems that with Carson and the other guys in there, other teams are really loading the box against them.
I think Sean and Dave are doing pretty well. Brandon it hurts us a little bit that he's out, but I think they're doing pretty well, and the line's doing a good job.
To the back, Tim.
A lot of players who move from high school to college say the game really speeds up.
Mm.
Is the speed different from your perspective?
Yes, it is, but I've picked it up. I think I'm doing a better job than most freshmen would do. But yes, it is a change, and you have to get used to it.
To the left, Josh.
Is there a challenge as a freshman taking on the leadership role of the quarterback position? And if so, how do you handle that and overcome being kind of the new guy on one end and the boss on the other?
I mean, we're all people. I really don't see it that way, age-wise. I just go out there and just try to tell them things to do, and they tell me some things to do since I'm young, and it works out that way.
John.
Lorenzo, what'd you think of the way Zach snapped the ball against UCF, and what's the chemistry been like between you and him under center?
He did a very good job. The whole line did an excellent job, actually. Him as a true freshman like me, he did actually outstanding, and he didn't fall under pressure with the blitzes they brought and things like that.
To the back, Tim.
Now that you've gone through one full game with Coach Spurrier, how do you describe that? Was it like you expected it would be?
Yeah, I guess so, a little bit.
Josh?
I'm guessing that Boosie Whitlow's name comes from Little Boosie. Is that?
I thought so. I have no clue. His real name's Quindeski, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he said all his friends call him Boosie from back home, and that's what we always called him when he got here.
What are the chances that Coach Spurrier knows who Little Boosie is? What's your guess, percentage-wise?
There's probably a 0 chance that he knows who Little Boosie is.
Anything else for Lorenzo? Thank you, Lorenzo.
No problem. Thank you.
Was that one of the Oak Ridge boys?
That's right. You don't need a ticket.
What? Guys start Saturday, girls start. Yeah, but it's not like full team. It's the like first 2 weeks where you have X number of practices, where you get an X number of hours of practice. It's like full practice will be like October 15th. The whole, yeah, once they get to the full season, like mid-October, then it becomes the 20 hours per week. You gotta have 1 day off. This is just like kind of smaller. Yeah, girls start November 13th. The guys are waiting to announce their time when they find out the Florida game. But if, like, say if that Florida game is anything but a, I mean, if it's 7, of course, nobody's going to go to an early basketball. If it's at 3:30, no one's going to go to a late basketball. Norfolk Soccer. Which was actually a pretty decent team, but then their lead scorer traded out. Well, if they have a new kick, then they can put the basketball game at 7 and get a pretty good crowd. But if the football game's at 7 or 3:30, nobody's gonna go to it.
Shoot, as junior or somebody.
Francis Marion and Cooper.
I am working on that.
Yeah, pretty much every girls and guys team in the SEC starts on the 13th. So there's gonna be a lot of basketball that day. A lot of them are in that tip-off class.
Yeah, that's really good.
Girls, USC girls start then, which I would think, and I won't be going to the Florida game, so say just pull off and go to basketball. If it's a noon game, I'll just do both. If it's not noon, I'm like, well, I'm doing who's. Same, I traveled over lunch yesterday. I'm gonna get back with the resounding no.
Okay, we got the Battle of Columbia. Once a year, we play the Missouri Tigers. Battle of Columbia, nice little trophy. We've been fortunate to win it a couple times, not win it last year. But I think it's sort of neat. You have a game like this. I think a lot of Big Ten teams have a game where they have a little trophy at the end. Winning team gets to carry it off and so forth. I don't think you need to have one every game, but one or two a year like that, I think, makes it a little special for the players. They get a kick out of it when they are fortunate enough to win this game. Missouri is a good team as always. They've won the Eastern Division the last 2 years. They lose one game somewhere along the line, then they win the rest of them. So whether or not they can do that this year, time will tell. Their defense, I think, is the best in the conference right now as far as giving up points and yards. Their offense has struggled a little bit like ours has struggled at times. But who knows what will happen this Saturday at noon, 11 o'clock their time out there, 12 o'clock here. But we're looking forward to it. Lorenzo Nunes is ready to play, and we got most of our guys pretty healthy. Our defense played very well in the second half again, and amazingly, I was just thinking we have actually shut out 3 of our 4 opponents in the second half this year, and played very well at times. So hopefully we gain some confidence from last week's game and continue on playing well. So we'll look forward to it. Okay, Dave.
Steve, is there an update on Brandon and Knott and Chris Lamons?
Chris Lamons, I think, is going to practice today. The other 2 are not. So we'll see how they're doing late in the week. But right now, I would doubt that they would play. Okay. Yeah.
Steve, how difficult is it for a true freshman to assume the leadership role of a team?
Oh, I don't know that he assumes it too much. He's just out there playing ball. He doesn't have to worry about all that. That'll take care of itself, as long as you're here. But he does a good job of just being tough. The block he made the other day, the players said, hey, this guy's pretty tough. And I loved it when he was running the ball against Georgia. When he went down the sideline, instead of running out of bounds, he lowered his shoulder and knocked one of their little DBs about 2 or 3 yards backwards. Those are the kind of things that your teammates admire and respect about you. So he doesn't have to talk a lot or anything. Just play tough and compete, and it'll take care of itself.
Steve, it seems like every year Missouri's got some pass rushers that come after you, and I guess this year really isn't any different.
Yeah, they've always got a good defense, and this year's no exception. Yeah, they're quick, they're fast. They take great pride in the toughness that they play with out there. So it's always a battle, and I guess we've had really 2 close games the last 2 years that could have gone either way. We've won one and lost one, but who knows how this one will go. Josh?
In terms of the mechanics of play calling, no matter who makes the call, kind of how does that work? And is there a drop-dead play clock time that you feel like it's got to be in there? You got to be by 20 seconds or 15 or whatever it may be.
Oh, I don't know how exactly everybody else does it. Most of them just have one guy that calls it, and I guess every now and then the head coach makes some suggestions to his play caller. I guess I don't know how they do it. We try to. Normally I do it, but lately we put GA up top, and we had our list of runs and this, that, and the other, and a list of plays we wanted to get to, and then I started pitching in a few plays here, there, and the other, and. So that's how we're doing it. Coach Elliott calls half the runs probably. What you like, what you see, let's try this, let's try that. So we have sort of a team effort right now, but ultimately I'm responsible for the plays. If it goes bad, I did it, and if it goes good, maybe we all did it. So that's sort of where we are right now.
But as you do the team effort, and y'all are all, I guess, on the headset talking back and forth about it, and then you say you pick and make the final call to the signaler, or how do, just mechanically, how does it work?
Well, sometimes the head coach can override any play and so forth. I would imagine at most schools. Although at most schools, really, I think he just listens in. I think, but we've got sort of a group doing it right now. And again, the offense that we're in right now is not the one that I helped create at all. This is just a little different for me also. And Coach Elliott at Appalachian State, I mean, their quarterback ran as much as their tailbacks and so forth. So he's a little bit more familiar with this. And I think Coach Mangus is also with his background and so forth.
How does the offense differ from right now under Nunes than it did under Connor Shaw?
I don't know how much different. We didn't call a whole bunch of plays for Connor Shaw. He would take off certainly in passing situations, but right now I would say both of them were very good about running and not taking a big hit. I mean, we didn't know what was going to happen last week, but when Lorenzo took off running, he had the ability to get all that was there and get down and dive forward and not take a real hard hit. We were talking the other day, Russell Wilson at Seattle, he runs all the time. He never gets hit hard. He's never hurt yet. So some players have the ability, to take care of themselves. Gosh, Emmitt Smith ran for more yards, I think, than anybody in the history of the NFL. I don't think he ever got hurt. So it's just the knack to protect yourself when you go in there.
Coach, you comfortable with the noon start?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we like the noon starts, especially road games where you can get home in a decent hour. Some of those games you get back 3 or 4 in the morning that tears you up all day Sunday pretty much, and you finally get back to normal Monday afternoon or Tuesday or so. But the 12 noon games have been fine with us. We're looking forward to it.
You've talked since preseason about wanting to have plays with Nunes and Cooper together. Is it just something about those two guys athletically that complement one another? Do you like the chemistry of those two together, or is it just a matter of getting the ball to your better players?
That's what it is, trying to get the ball in the hands of your best players. Brandon Wiles certainly was running well at the end of that North Carolina game. And Sean Carson's averaging probably more than any of all the backs. David had a couple of lost plays that we messed up some blocking assignments up front. But Pharaoh obviously can make guys miss. And we got to put him back there and let him run some too.
Steve, Adams and August are your primary tight ends right now, but you've also got Crosby and Markway and Hurst. They're mostly playing special teams, but they're out there getting involved too. Is that more tight ends than you're typically playing?
Yeah, we got Uric Jones out there now too. You forgot about him. We got another one. We actually moved Hayden Hurst to wide receiver yesterday, so that took one tight end out of the loop, and hopefully Markway maybe can get out there a little bit more. Kyle's an excellent blocker, and he's from the St. Louis area, so he's looking forward to going back to his home state this week. But other than that, we do have several tight ends, and you can't play them all. But Uric Jones got moved to tight end a couple weeks ago, and we're going to see if he can maybe help out with the blocking a little bit.
Steve, you'd said earlier you'd said Sunday, that Nunes gives you guys hope. Did you see everybody kind of perk things up at practice yesterday? Was it maybe a little more spirited than?
Oh, I don't know how much more spirited it was, but And we all know he's going to be the quarterback, you know, until something happens, something unforeseen, if he gets hurt or so. Hopefully not. But at least we got some direction. We got some hope. We're still trying to get Lorenzo to throw a little bit better in practice and do this, that, and the other. But he actually, you know, like I said, he threw better in the game than he had been in practice. So maybe he's a better game-type player than practice player.
Yep. Steve, through 4 games, has Quay Lewis had the impact you hoped or thought he would have?
I think he's done okay. He and Dante Sawyer have had a little bit. Now, we need to, you know, we've been behind at halftime all 4 games, don't you? Okay. So those defensive linemen, if we could get us a 2-touchdown lead or so forth, that's when they got a chance to really have sort of big impacts. We got a few sacks last week. Boozy got in there and got a safety. And we actually suited up Shamir Blackshear. We thought he could be an excellent pass rusher. He didn't do much last week, but we'll still keep working with him. He looks very quick in practice. So we need to get ahead of somebody before I think those players really have a chance to take off.
Speaking of Boozy, was it nice to see somebody get some pressure on the quarterback? It feels like it's been a while. Maybe a guy who's got whatever the knack is for that.
Yeah, Boozy's a fast kid coming around the corner, and he can rush. So can Quay. We actually had some pressures in the Kentucky game also. Didn't have him the Georgia game. North Carolina game, not too much, I guess. But, again, hopefully we can get off to a better start. We haven't gotten off to a good start all season yet.
Do you know? I assume his nickname comes from Little Boozy. Do you know who Little Boozy is?
The rapper you're talking about?
Lorenzo Nunes said there was a 0% chance you would know.
Huh?
I was just curious if you knew who he was. I had to look him up on Wikipedia. Is that in your playlist, or you just happen to know who
What's
he is?
that?
Little Boozy.
No, I heard him talking about it the other day. No, I don't keep up with a lot of rappers, that's for sure. Yeah.
Steve, I know you said the offense is different, but how much of the passing game is still your stuff, still your scheme, or is it pretty much completely different?
Well, it's not completely, but I think we've run, about 75% of the time compared to throwing, or 60, 65, I'm not sure what it is. So we're running a lot more than we throw. But again, we got to keep throwing. We're not good enough to just pound it. We didn't pound it very well at all till about third, fourth quarter, except for Lorenzo's runs last week. But we kept sort of pounding at him and got some inside runs there in the fourth quarter. But yeah, a lot of the patterns are so forth are similar. Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys out in Missouri, okay? All right.
Still anticipate T.J. Gurley coming today.
I've got the Wikipedia page pulled up. It's the only reason I know.
Stunning. I was in there yesterday and he didn't say anything about it.
I saw him this morning, but he didn't.
Nobody asked? Maybe you should stay figure USC game so everybody gets in for free. Yeah, come on.
Brenton, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio. Again, I think Steve, for the most part, likes where things are. Certainly, you'd rather have a couple more wins under your belt. At this point, 2-2, if you can get that first win in the conference, we'll see what they can do on Saturday. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Fair and accurate.
Two words and nothing associated with me.
Now that was me.
Present company, or reporters.
I ain't got that transcription done yet. It's only 12 minutes. What's it on? Come on, fellas.
Yeah, next time I'm gonna go through my whole line of little busy questions. Y'all gonna have to.
See, that's what we should have asked him. Dave's note about the 65 Sugar Bowl. That way you guys would still be typing.
Yeah, we should have seen that beforehand.
We're gonna have to do that to somebody. We're gonna have to.
Let's see, who's up next week?
See if we can get the half of Dabo on the press conference.
I think that was the talk.
Apparently Dabo in one press conference today referenced T. Hall and the 12 Camp Bonanza.
One day he's gonna.
In one press conference.
Trifecta.
His press conference starts.
Yes.
One day it's gonna go beyond the time he walked.
I thought you meant was it? It was either. I thought you meant
It was either. Yep. So you'll all be by the time I'm rolling down. Once they between 5 and 5, maybe even more.
South Carolina Spur TJ Gurley joins us. Questions, please raise your hands. David.
TJ, how crucial is it for the defense to get off to a good start this week? And the second halves have been shutouts, but you guys haven't really gotten one in the first half yet.
It's real crucial. We've been having good second half game, except in Georgia. We've been having shutouts in the second half. We just got to, play a full game and shut people out the whole game. But we've been having shutouts in the second half, just in Georgia.
To the middle, Matt.
What do you feel like the problem's been in the first half? I mean, is it not ready to play? Is it mental? Just what's been going on?
Probably mental. Not getting the calls in time, and players not doing what they're supposed to do. But we're going to get it together. We just got to play a full game.
Do you feel like getting the calls in the second half has been a lot better so far?
We haven't been running a lot of calls in the second half. We've been keeping it simple, and we've been playing fast. And I think, keeping it simple, been letting players play faster. But we're going to get it together and play a full game.
To the left, Rich.
Yeah, TJ, last week I asked you about the sense of urgency among the seniors and what you guys were telling the other guys about trying to get things turned around. Being able to look back at how the game went, how do you feel that message was received by the players?
We received really well. We played hard and played fast, and players was out there having fun. We just got to continue to play fast and have fun and do what our coaches tell us to do and win win this stretch that we on right now. Go in the rest of our games.
TJ, I know John likes to play cover two and kind of use that as the base, but have you guys thought about jamming the line more often with your defensive backs to kind of take away some of those slants?
What say again?
Outside of the cover two, have you guys thought about playing closer to the line a little more often to take away those slant passes?
I really can't tell you about the cornerbacks because I don't work with them, but, you know, I think they just do what the coach tell them to do. But I think they probably need to play a little bit more tighter, but we're going to be fine. They're getting better.
Back to the middle, Matt.
When you're in pass coverage, how much does a good pass rush help you guys to, I guess, make the quarterback have to get rid of the ball faster? Just how much of a difference does that make for you guys?
It helps us a lot because the ball come out fast, and when we're in zone, we can match the receivers, and they ain't running wild everywhere. So Booster Whitlow and Markway Lewis and them boys, they've been doing good.
Left, David.
Coach Spurrier was talking about how because you guys have been playing at a deficit the last few weeks, that it's harder for the guys on the defensive line to really pin their ears back and go after those guys. I mean, what kind of a difference would it make for those guys up front if you guys are playing in the lead?
I think we need to win on first and second down so we could have them in third and long so them boys could pass rush and, you know, we could get off the field. But, like, we've been getting, like, third and, like, two, and so they've been running the ball. But we need to win first and second down this week so them boys can pin their ears back and rush because they real good pass rushers.
Is it easier to look at Lorenzo as a leader now after what he did on Saturday, even though he's a true freshman?
Oh yeah, he gonna be real good. I like him. He got real good confidence, and he ready to go out there and play.
Just going back to that game last year where it seemed like that fourth quarter collapse was the start of some real issues defensively because you went to Kentucky the next week and things didn't pick up. Can you go back to that fourth quarter and just kind of what was going through y'all's mind and maybe the effect it might have had on you?
I think players got out of the game and started relaxing. I think we started relaxing because they punted the ball a lot that game. They didn't get a lot of first down. And I think that fourth quarter we started relaxing and they took advantage of that. And I think that hurt us throughout the rest of the season. But we're gonna go to Missouri and play well. We preparing really well.
To the left, Josh.
Going to Missouri 2 years ago, it was just as wild a game there as it was here last year. What do you remember about that game?
It was really nervy. They played us real hard, and Connor Shaw brought us back in that game, and it was real fun. They got a live environment out there.
Any explaining how wacky this series has been the last 2 years?
Yeah, it's been really shaky, but we're going to go out there and play really well. We're preparing well, so we're going to go out there and do a good job.
Any other questions for TJ? Thank you, TJ. That is a wrap.